please, please.
All right, so we live?
Okay, everybody. Welcome. This is Jonny here at Nuzest, and I got my main man, rock star Enrico Fioranelli, legendary personal trainer and fitness expert with me, and also has the esteemed position of being, one of our number one Nuzest team members' husband here. So Krista's husband, probably the most important title, right, Enrico?
Yeah, definitely the one I'm the most proud of.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Krista, if you're on our Facebook group, you'll see Krista posting, but she's really the glue that holds Nuzest together in many, many ways. She's, takes care of like all our social media, our website, and everything like that. So some of you, if you're part of our Facebook group, or if you've, been a customer for a while, you may have even interacted with Krista, and she's awesome. So anyway, I asked Enrico if he'd talk to me today because, he's been a personal trainer for 17 years. And tell me if I'm getting this right, Enrico, but I know your mission is you want to help people really individualize their personal training in their fitness program and avoid making some of the biggest mistakes that people make in trying to do that one size fits all thing, right? And also people can achieve like their best health goals. How would you say it?
Yeah, 100%. I think if we look at the fitness landscape today, everything's turning into these little fitness tribes. So you have like your CrossFit tribe, your yoga tribe, your cycling tribe, and then you have, which is what we're going to dive a little bit deeper into today, your magazine tribe. That's kind of always existed. And when we look at fitness as a whole and everyone individually, there's so many different factors that go into what's going to be absolutely right for you and that plan that you're going to stick to year after year after year, that it really needs to come back to being individualized. And what I like to do is I like to kind of empower people. And I love that word empower. It's one of my 4 E's there. But I like to empower people to be able to develop and understand and grow so that you really don't need anyone but the person you see in the mirror every day, because that's the only one that will be there all the time.
That's awesome. And I want to just tell people how this started, okay? So how this started was, I've been, like a lot of people, for a lot of my life, battling with the same 15 pounds, right? Putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. And finally, after a couple of years, mostly through diet and running, because I love running, I hit my goal weight. So I just hit it. Like, how your goal weight's this thing in the distance forever? Well, I freaking hit it. And all of a sudden, I hit it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done zero, like nothing about, like sculpting my body, like building muscle or anything like that. I've just been obsessed with, like finally fitting into the pants that I've had in my wardrobe forever and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, I woke up to the fact, all right, I need to get back into to lifting. And I love running outdoors. So I've kind of avoided the gym. I used to do a lot as a kid. I used to do a lot of weight training. But I realized, okay, there's no way around it. I've got to get back into some weight training. And so what I did is what I think a lot of people probably do. They think, who do I want to look like? And then they try and find the workout that that person did or that kind of person did. And for me, it's Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. I want to have that body. I think that is like the coolest guy's body. So I Googled and went searching for what's the workout Daniel Craig did, pulled it off the internet. It's a 5-day sort of, 4-day training, 1-day cardio situation. And I've started doing it and I've already started noticing benefits and I like the workout. But I was telling Krista, your wife about it. And she was like, no, don't do it. You've got to talk to Enrico. You've got to talk to Enrico. So that's basically why we're talking today is you're going to save me from myself.
Well, the first thing, and this is going to be drastically heartbreaking for you.
Yes.
The workout that you're doing is for Quantum Solace, not Casino Royale.
Oh! And I think I like this Casino Royale body much better. Okay, fine, whatever.
That's kind of the first thing there. But yeah, I mean, this is a super common trap. God knows Men's Health literally makes their entire magazine. If you get any issue of Men's Health, it's a new celebrity there with their new superhero workout. And I mean, I definitely appreciate, Jonny, you want to get back on the gun show and want to incorporate some more weights to things. But, you know, the first like right off the bat, it's when we look at these celebrities and these celebrity training programs, that's their job. So needless to say, Daniel Craig was not running the U.S. branch of an amazing supplement company as you are. I don't even want to call it a supplement company because God knows you guys do so much more for people. But his job was to be James Bond. So I know you're 00 Jonny, but you know the fact of the matter is being able to dedicate your entire life, your lifestyle into getting the appropriate massage therapy, having the exact right amount of nutrition into what you're doing, just right off the bat for literally any of these programs is something that us normal mere mortals really don't have.
Right.
And the other piece to it is we need to realize that when you, and I know the scene, God knows everybody knows the scene, James comes out of the ocean, he's got that European style bathing suit, and you're just like, wow, Daniel Craig's in ridiculous shape. Yeah. That was with the 100% best lighting that there could possibly be, with the best video editing. You know, they even did up the makeup to make sure his muscles looked a little bit more cut. and this is that ideal that we're kind of all chasing after. And it's not just James Bond, it's the 300 workout that everybody was doing when that movie came out. It's, you know, Chris Helmsworth literally has a stinking app where you're looking at every workout that he did to become Thor. And we're looking at these kind of absolute ideal conditions with the creme de la creme as far as the genetic pool is concerned. You know, it's not like everyone can, regardless of how lean or muscular you get, you might not have the same muscle bellies. These are all that kind of aesthetic format that goes into that end result.
It makes so much sense. I hate to hear it, but it makes sense. All right. So what if I'm taking what you're saying? You know, it's a mistake to think that just doing the workout that's posted on Men's Health is going to give me the results that I want. You know, whatever. There's a lot that went into it, including that, you know, like his whole life was set up to look like that and train for that movie. And my whole life, most of my life is sitting behind this desk, working on the computer, talking to your wife about the website and what we're doing to help our customers and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I need to like think of it from that perspective rather than like some cookie cutter, just copy and paste approach.
Well, and that is correct. But in the same breath, I want you to realize that for many people, especially here in America, where, you know, 71% of people are obese to overweight, I quite frankly don't care. Whatever it motivates people to get moving, if it's these ideals, great and awesome. But in the same notion, we need to take a step back and realize that those results that they're putting forth aren't realistic for most people. I mean, without getting into the, you know, supplements that some of those people use or different things of that nature, that those results aren't necessarily going to translate. So when we look at the program, I mean, that's the other thing that you kind of said. You kind of clinched your teeth a little bit when you thought about getting back into lifting and kind of moving away from being outdoors.
Yeah,
especially now that the summer as well, you know, that's kind of one of those factors is you've come on and off of this program how many times now, Jonny?
Oh, I've used this. I've kind of returned to this. This is probably my 4th or 5th time I've returned to it. Yeah. And never really stuck with it. Yeah.
So, you know, that of course leads to a blaring question. Why aren't you sticking to it?
It's not. Yeah, it's a good question. The answer I come up with is I don't like being in the gym. I really don't like being in the gym. I prefer to be out on the street running, you know? So.
Well, it's kind of awesome. I'm going to call you out because you posted a video in the Renew You group, and anything you post on social media is now completely fair game.
That's true. That's the new thing. This is a new thing, though, but go ahead. Call me out.
But you were rock climbing, right?
I'm just starting Friday nights with my friend Christopher. Yes.
How awesome is that? Did you enjoy it?
Loved it. And then we did a little workout afterwards, but we were like pumped from like climbing rocks. And then we were like, it's Friday night and we're not just drinking and sitting in front of the TV. We're like exercising. I couldn't believe it.
But like bouldering is an awesome workout. To call out another movie representation, Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible 2.
My favorite ones. It's the best opening scene ever.
Right? But it's also that aspect, like rock climbing is an awesome and amazing workout. If you're beating your body down 5 days a week doing stuff that aren't exactly your jam, then you're not going to stick to it and you're going to feel beaten up. If you just went through an intensive workout doing power cleans and beating up every single muscle in your body where your whole core is pulsating, you're not going to feel like rock climbing on a Friday night.
Right.
You're gonna feel like doing what Daniel Craig probably did after that workout, sitting in the hot tub for 20 minutes, followed by the cold tub, followed by getting a massage, having some pre-prepared meals handed over to you to be able to recover from that workout. That split of the very active and energizing lifestyle that you like to do, where you're hiking and running and doing bouldering, which is totally awesome, isn't necessarily congruent with the plan of literally pounding on your body in the gym.
Okay, good. All right, I'm sold. So, go towards what I love to do. But now, how do I get How do I get back into the gun show?
Well, so let's just kind of break some things down. So, how often do you have access to the rock gym?
Well, I guess I could have access every day. I'm going at the moment. We're just going once a week.
So you have that. You have your outdoor running, which we know you're not going to give up. I mean, I know you tend to do. I mean, you're up in Seattle, so it gets a little bit cold, but you tend to do it the majority of the year, unless it's absolutely frigid. Although I think you even have the gator and the whole bit to do the outdoor running then too, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're doing both of those twice a week, that's literally 4 days right off the bat. That's your physical activity. Now, if we were to look at your entire week, so that's roughly 168 hours. If someone wants to do the math, feel free to. And we say, well, 4 hours of the week, you're going to be doing that. So now we have 164 hours. How often would you dedicate to doing more of that traditional weight training and different things of that nature?
Like another couple of hours, maybe?
So maybe we'll call it 2 hours, because you're very active on top of that. So right off the bat, we went from a 5-day split to now we're actually being active for 6 days, but it's more congruent with the things that you like. And the other piece is, if you were to look at calisthenics, have you ever seen like bar warrior videos or anything of that nature where you're doing a lot of pull-ups and different gymnastics movements like that? I love doing
pull-ups and stuff like that, but I haven't got into any other kind of gymnastics, but yeah.
So there's tons of work that you could do just at a local park outside as you're going about this run. If there's a park somewhere there that you could and I've worked out at kids' playgrounds, it happens. Sometimes people look at you a little bit funny, but it's okay. We don't worry about those people. But something of that nature where now you're embracing wanting to be outdoors, wanting to get that fresh air. I mean, because you're from New Zealand, right?
Right. Yep, originally.
So, yeah. So, I mean, God knows why you came here. It wasn't the weather.
Actually, the weather in Seattle is very much like my hometown, Auckland, but I feel right at clouds, yeah.
But you're used to a much more outdoor culture, and you need to embrace that. You shouldn't feel that you're being cooped up or that your exercise is homework. So if you could incorporate, say, hey, I'm going to run, and then at one point in my run, I'm going to stop and I'm going to knock out a quick pull-up workout.
That's right.
A quick pull-up workout can be super simple. We play with the different grips, right? So we have our overhand grip, we have our underhand grip.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Right? And then we could even go with the neutral grip. So by doing that, we're hitting the different muscles in our biceps and our forearms by switching up our grip there, as well as the different muscles in our back. So we have our lats and our rhomboids, and all that other musculature, you could literally just do 10 sets of 10 of pull-ups using different grips while you're in the park, while you're going through your run, and now you're outside. I swear to you, if you've done 100 pull-ups, I don't care what weight you are, your arms feel a fierce workout.
Yes.
And now, you're even smiling because you love doing pull-ups. You love being outside. You see, this is much more congruent with what you like, as opposed to trying to muscle through something. Like, I love to climb and bang. You throw me in an empty gym with some weights, I am home. I throw my earbuds in, I got the metal going, and that's almost a form of meditation for me.
Right.
But we have these different personalities, and if our fitness program isn't leaning into what we enjoy, if it's not something that you enjoy, you got better things to do.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's doing work, watching the latest Netflix show, highly recommend House of Cards, whatever it is, you're not going to work out because it's not something that you're enjoying.
Right. That's great. No, already that's made a huge difference, because I do love, you know, like, it would be so cool just to go run up to I know exactly the park I would go to. I would stop, and it would look, right now, I don't think I could do 10 sets of 10, but I could go until like fail, right? I could break it up, and I could stay there for, 20, 30 minutes, just go as many sets of as many as I could. And I know that I would build that strength up, and that would be also a fun goal as well, because I love chin-ups, so pull-ups, as we call them here in the States. So, yeah.
And then the other piece of that is, so now you get really good at pull-ups. Now you go rock climbing. Man, there's your grip, your forearms are built up, your biceps, developing that same core strength that goes into that. So then we look at our chest and our lower body, because we're not hitting those with the pull-ups.
No.
So now, could we go to a gym for that? Yes, in theory, or we could stick to outside. When you're going on those runs, if instead of doing a more paced run, you did full-blown sprints, now you're firing your quads, your hamstrings, your calves. You're working in more of an anaerobic threshold. Right. That's why, like, you ever notice sprinters are all very built up and very, very muscular. Even if you go to like cycling internationally, or your rugby players, that sprint speed, that sprint activity develops the muscles of the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. But again, we're running, we're outside. We don't necessarily have to have a bar on our back. If you want to get fancy with it, shameless self-plug right here, but I've actually done a video and have written an article about strictly bodyweight exercises for your lower body, where we're breaking down each and every muscle group. And legitimately, I'll challenge anyone of any fitness level to go through that routine and be like, nah, that was easy for me.
Oh, cool. Well, let's make sure we remember to post that in the comments below, so that people can click on that. If you've got can we offer that to people who are watching this?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was one that was right on Breaking Muscle's website.
Oh, okay, great. All right, cool. Well, we'll make sure after this video post, we'll put it in the comments below. All right, awesome. All right, cool. So I got it. So I could do sprints. I could probably do those like those plyo jumping squats outside, right? They're pretty cool. Yeah. All right, no, I got it. So the biggest takeaway I'm getting from this is, rather than trying to force myself into doing something I really don't like to do, which is spend a whole bunch of time in the gym, I could literally turn the outside world into my gym. Now that's personalizing it for me, right? Now, but what we really want to do here is, I'm the guinea pig, but like, there are different people from all different personality types, and also all different kind of like what they like to do watching. What would you recommend? Like, if you're watching this video and like trying to work out what's the best way to personalize my fitness program, what would be the one or two things that you would advise someone to start with?
So it really needs to start with what motivates and drives you. So the term fitness is super highly subjective. For some people, it's being able to run a marathon. For other people, it's being able to deadlift 1,000 pounds. For other people, it's being completely immobile, in the case of like football linemen and different things of that nature. So you need to start out by answering the question, what's your goal for fitness? And, you know, from the fact that you're attracted to that type of workout, that body type of Daniel Craig in that workout, I ran under the assumption that you're looking to be dynamically fit. That's kind of one of the things that James Bond has, where you're kind of strong, you have good endurance, and you're able to answer several different challenges simultaneously. And being very confident with your own body weight is a great way to go about that. But you want to start out by kind of answering that question, like, hey, what does fitness mean to me? Then once you have that understanding, whether it's looking to add on as much muscle as humanly possible while being lean or being strong, or, you know, a lot of people go like, oh, I just want to be fit like a linebacker, where again, kind of strong, kind of fast, little bit over muscled. But, you know, you start out from that framework. Then you pay attention to your body's response to stimulus. So if you went through and you did the pull-ups and you're like, well, I didn't really get my back to activate. Well, then we double back, we troubleshoot, and we figure out different ways to activate your back, whether it's leaning back further, different variations, different types of pull-ups, different things of that nature. For other people, it might be, well, I'm doing squats and I want to develop my butt because everyone wants a nice butt. Well, you know, we play around with the leg position. We play around with pre-fatiguing some muscles, laying off of other muscles. But it's really about having that stimulus of that exercise and what do we want to get from that? And that's putting the mindfulness into exercise.
That's great. So those two things just as a good start. So what is fitness for me, right? And the second one is what?
Just be mindful.
Yeah, being mindful. How does my body react to it? So I'm designing a workout that's actually, you know, congruent, to use your word, with what fitness is for me. So you're right. So for something like for me, it really, I don't want to be like super muscled. I just want to have some definition, but I really want to be athletic and be able to move and, you know, my own body weight. So that's going to give me a completely different routine than somebody who's after something else. And that's important because I think oftentimes we compare ourselves against, you know, some model that isn't even what we want. Or we just, like I did, take a cookie cutter workout right, for some guy who's, you know, got a whole system helping him get his goal, and it doesn't fit my life or what I want to do. It's just, so, and it's not, like you said though, that's not bad. Like I shouldn't invalidate myself for doing that because I got off my butt and I did it. So for anybody watching, this is not now like, oh, whatever you're doing is wrong. It's, but, you know, an opportunity to kind of like really relook and go, is this what I really want to be doing? Because I get to personalize my own fitness regime to what I want.
Yeah, it's really about how do you get more right? Because I think that everyone, and myself included, we go through these cycles where we'll be exercising, we'll be really good for a while, and then we fall off the wagon. The question is, well, why? And if it's something that you're like, man, I love going to the park, doing my workout in the park, doing all these bodyweight exercises, and that's like the funnest thing for me. I'm outside, I'm bringing a friend, we're doing like sprinting and all these, you know, great things, and it's one of the things that you really enjoy. You know, I mean, the funny thing is like how many people already have their favorite football team's games scheduled for all the football season that starts in, I believe, 2 weeks, right? Because you enjoy watching the games. So if you enjoy your workouts, it happens the same way. It's, okay, this is what I'm doing these days.
That's great. That's awesome. All right, good. I love it. I love it. You know, it kind of breaks us out of our sort of like just this is how it has to look kind of thing, right? So it's great, Enrico. Well, I could keep talking to you for like for hours, but I'm conscious of almost been going for 30 minutes and, you know, I want to give people some bite-sized for today. I'm going to definitely ask you back because this has been so valuable. And I just want to first, before we go, can you just tell people who would like to follow you or get in touch with you? Is there a way they can do that?
So I'm on Instagram at _fitness_sensei. You know, you can't put any of those spaces in there. I'm on YouTube at Enrico Fioranelli Fitness Sensei. I literally just launched that channel, but I'm going to be posting to it every day. Again, just different nuggets like that. And then on Facebook, 4E Fitness Training. that's the business page. Everything kind of filters through there as well.
Ah, that's so great. So the Fitness Sensei, the underscore fitness underscore sensei on Instagram. What was the YouTube again?
Enrico Fioranelli, Fitness Sensei.
Okay, cool. And we'll link to that in the comments as well. And then just for anybody, who's interested in following Enrico, this guy is just all about giving people value, and, you'll get something out of every post, I promise you. So thanks so much for spending time with us today, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jonny. Like I said, it's always a pleasure. You're awesome. Keep on rocking, brother.
Thank you. All right. I'll see you at the gun show. Okay. Cheers, buddy.
Bye.